Hey everybody, Mean Joe from Balsa USA. So I'm sitting here in the shop, I'm getting some things done, and I thought I'd throw up and do a quick video and cover a couple of things that we've got coming up. So first off, for those of you that are following along with the Newport 17 1/6 scale build along videos, something that we forgot to mention at the end of the 7th episode was that you may want to go ahead and do step 1 in the manual. Step 1 in the manual is actually going to be laminating your stab pieces. So if you want to follow along with the build, you want to go ahead and get your laminations done, now would be a good time to do that. Keep in mind, tomorrow at 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are going to be doing the next episode of the video, and we're going to be working on the stabilizer elevator construction. So if you want to go ahead and get your laminations done, at least for step number 1, go ahead and get those knocked out, and it'd be easier to build along. Make sure you swing by over at balsausa.com and enter in coupon code N17 build, all caps, no spaces, and you will receive 10% off that kit in the store. So again, that's the 1/6 scale Newport 17 for the Newport 17 build along video. Again, that's no purchase necessary, but while we've got it going, you might as well take advantage of the 10% off that kit. So got a couple of things going on here. I'm jumping around on Windows here, seeing what was going on the other pages. Make sure that you keep in mind, if you swing over to the Balsa USA website, here's the Newport 17 that's on special. If you also, while you're at it, want to swing over to the Balsa USA YouTube channel. So right now we are at 2.91 thousand viewers. So right here is the number we're looking at. Let me get my cursor over here so you can see it. Right here is the number we're looking at. If we hit 3,000 viewers by what would have been the first full Friday of Joe Null, I believe that was going to be May 8th, we are going to be giving away and doing a drawing for a quarter scale kit of the winner's choice. So make sure you get over there, make sure you swing over and hit that subscribe button, and then hit the little bell notification up here at the top that lets you know when we have new content. We really need to make sure we get that done. We're only, what is that? That's just under 100 people that we need. It's 90 people that we need to subscribe to the YouTube channel, and we'll be pulling the trigger on the quarter scale build. I see that I'm getting a lot of people in. Thank you very much for joining me today. I'm going to be covering just a couple of things that I had thought of while I was sitting here in the shop, and I thought I would share. So one thing that I wanted to mention is that now is the time to join the National Association of Scale Aero Modelers. If you head over to nasascale.org, you can join NASA. This is right on the front page. They are adjusting their events on the fly, so be prepared for some changes to the events. There's a ton of information on here. If you're doing scale builds, if you're thinking about doing any kind of competing, this is the place to check out. I've been a member for a few years now and am competing, and it's an absolute blast. Also, don't forget to take advantage of the raffle tickets. They're giving away a lot of cool stuff. I'm going to click this link here to give you an idea of what we're looking at. Gary, the balsa supply right now is pretty decent. As we all know, there is a little bit of a downage in supplies right now, but that's something that we're currently working on a day-to-day basis, and hopefully we'll be able to get that corrected. We know that that shortage is going to correct itself eventually, and our plan at that point is to adjust on our end to make up the difference for the shortage. So just be waiting on that. We're expecting our estimation is, from talking to our suppliers in Ecuador and Papua New Guinea, that we're looking at about a year and a half, and then that supply should start replenishing itself pretty quickly. So just stay tuned for that. So again, over at the NASA scale.org website. You can go in here and purchase these tickets. It says right here, there's 5 for $1, 10 for $3, 20 for $7, and $50 for 20 tickets. They're giving away some pretty cool stuff. They're giving away a JR radio. They're giving away a Ready to Fly Hangar 9 KI-43 Oscar kit. They're giving, this is the one me and Joe's really interested in right here, is this Desert Aircraft DA-60. They also have a DA-85. Lots of cool stuff. So make sure you swing over there and support them. Now is the time, with all the events and stuff being canceled, that it's very important that we support these organizations so that they can continue to be with us when this is all over. I know that there's been a lot of information come out in the last couple of days. So just stay with us. Take the time, the opportunity to get in here. If you've never checked out, I don't want to go too deep in this site because this is a member site. So when you purchase your membership to National Association of Scale Air Modelers, you get there's a lot of stuff on here. So let me click this just to see. This right here would be to join NASA, and you can do 1 year, a 2-year membership. You get the replica emailed. You get the replica. That's their quarterly magazine. Let's just see here. We'll click on this and see. I believe it's $20, but I don't want to misspeak, so we're going to just check it. Yes. NASA 1-year membership, $20. NASA 2-year membership is $38. That is a great deal. So just to give you some idea of what you get when you join NASA, it's not just a pretty website. You get all kinds of stuff. So you get access to competition documentation and forums. You also get to become a member of the National Association of Scale Air Modelers Facebook page. Competition rules, you get to get in here and get all that information. There's some documentation on here. There's a lot of cool stuff that's updated quite frequently. They've got a lot of people helping out, and there's all kinds of information on here. You can go on here and learn how to compete. You can go on here and learn all the things that you need to know about NASA, and you only get access to this if you join. So step over there, either hit this button right here, it says join NASA, or swing over here and hit become a member, and we would love to have you on board. Me and Joe is a member and will continue to be a member. That's a pretty cool thing. We already talked about the Balsa USA YouTube channel, so I won't bore you with that again. The next thing I wanted to talk about is Futaba. Make sure you get over and check out the Futaba USA website. This is going to be the futabausa.com. They're running some specials on some stuff. They've got some surface radios. They now actually have Sea Leaf planes available. There's slashing prices on several things. They got several radios, servos, S-Bus stuff. All that stuff is there for you. How we doing, Gary? We got 2 Garys in the chat. Very nice. Thanks for joining us, guys. So the reason I'm bringing up the Futaba thing is because I'm sitting here in the shop and I'm doing a lot of projects. So I've got the Newport 17 build sitting right here, working on that for tomorrow's episode. And I've got a couple of projects going over there. And one of the things that I'm working on right now is spring maintenance, getting stuff around, getting receivers installed, checking stuff, going through everything, going through, checking out the servos, checking out the gas line, the tanks, the clunks, all that stuff to make sure that we're not going to have any mechanical failures that could have been stopped or prevented from preventative maintenance. And I came across a pretty cool, I'm doing some radio programming, and I came across a pretty cool thing that I thought I would share. It's actually pretty neat, and it works great. Just trying to get stuff moved around here so it looks okay. So I'm going to bring this up on the screen here. And this is just going to be a little quick tutorial. Sorry about the cords. They're going everywhere. Not really a whole lot I can do with that. So this is my new Futaba 18SE. So one of the things I came across on here that's actually, it's a pretty easy tip. And for those guys that are getting into Futaba, which I would highly recommend to swing over to futabausa.com and pick up your new radios immediately. when you're first getting going on it, it can be a little intimidating with all the buttons. So one of the things that I thought was a pretty cool tip that they've made actually very easy to do. So if you're getting ready and you're going to link a new model, if you hit the link menu, the linkage menu, that's going to bring up your plethora of things to do, right? You've got all these screens, you've got servo monitors, servo reverse subtrim, endpoints, functions, fail safes. Oops, sorry, I bumped the camera. And all that stuff is there. What a lot of people don't realize, if you're overwhelmed by the amount of information on this linkage menu, you can actually go in and very simply customize it. If you hit the 2 of 2 screen, you're going to see this little user menu setting thing right here. If you click on the user menu setting, you can actually program any buttons that you want to into this menu. Most commonly used stuff you use. I like to have model select, model type, dual rates, throttle control, timers, sub trim. These are all the things that I program when I'm setting up a radio. So what you can do is you can go in and you can click one of these open slots here. And let's say if I wanted to have information. So I just added information to that list. It's right there now. So if I go back and I'm turning on my Futaba 18SZ and I want to go ahead and I want to select a new model, or I want to program a new model, if I click on that linkage menu, okay, I get my screen with all the stuff, right? Okay. If now, because I've went in and I programmed that user menu, if I go in here and hit the link button, which would be the menu button, there's a button right here. If I click that, that brings up my most commonly used screens. So I don't have to go scrolling through everything, trying to find what I need, because now all I got to do is hit that one button and it brings up all the stuff that I most commonly use. I like that a lot. I think that's a pretty cool feature. I like the fact that you don't have to do a lot. I don't do a lot of programming in my models. I put in some dual rates, I put in some expo, and every once in a while I put in some aileron differential, and that's about it. I don't fly with gyros most of the time. I don't fly with any of the fancy telemetry stuff. I just don't. I'm a basic flyer guy. I don't want to have a lot of electronics in my airplanes. So when you go in there now, instead of having this whole thing of all these buttons and stuff that I would probably most likely never use, all I have to do here is hit the menu button and it pops up with the most commonly used features. Really, really cool. I like that a lot. So that's how you do that. Hopefully you'll be able to see the screen okay. You know what I can actually do now that we talked about it? I can bring it up here so it's full screen. So just so you see the buttons that I'm hitting, what I'm doing is I'm going into the linkage menu. I'm hitting page 2 of 2. Then user menu, and you can program any of these however you want. You can add range check. So now when I go out of this menu and I hit the menu button here, it's added that to my most frequently used things. Now, if you want to change that, you just go back, screen 2 of 2, and I can hit that. And I can put it back to 0, and that takes it away. I added information. I didn't want it. Hit it. Take it away. So now when I go back and I hit that, those 2 options are gone. It's back to my basic stuff that I use. It makes it super, super simple to get to what you need. It's really kind of a great feature. I like that a lot. So I see that we've got 19 viewers in there right now. I was wondering at this point, does anybody have any questions before we sign off? Gary Smith had the question about the balsa supply. We already covered that. Is there anybody else that's got anything they would like to have me cover while we're here? Keep in mind, tomorrow, 12 noon to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Balsa USA 1/6 scale Newport 17 build along video will be taking place. Make sure that you use coupon code N17, all caps, no spaces, on the Balsa USA website, www.balsausa.com, to be able to pick yours up with a 10% discount. Don't forget to check out nasascale.org. Get out there, get doing some competition. And for those of you that are just flyers, this actually will change the way you do things. I was never a competitor, and I got hooked on it after the first year, and I'm telling you, you will absolutely love it. It's a lot of fun. The guys are a great group of guys. Everybody's always willing to help, and there's a lot of stuff to be done. Make sure you check out futabausa.com to pick up your new awesome radio equipment. And I'm going back to my chat room. Thanks, Mr. Landis. You like that? Yes, Gary Smith, we are shipping product. Right now, we are experiencing a little bit of a delay, only just because the shipping places outside of our control are actually running a little bit slower with all the online ordering and stuff that's going on. But our shipping department, with the amount of orders that we've had come in, they're getting just a couple of days behind, but they are still processing and shipping orders on a daily basis. Orders are shipping out of here pretty quickly. I believe Mr. Landis ordered a Balsa USA 1/6 scale D8 on Monday, I think it was, and he had his kit yesterday, actually. So the turnaround's not too bad. Just be aware that there might be some delays, only just because we don't really have any control over what goes on at the shipping places. Yeah, actually, Dan, I want to thank you for the care package. Dan sent over some swag for me, and I'm going to take full advantage of it. So that was pretty awesome. All right, so don't forget to join us tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern Standard Time, for the next episode of the 1/6 scale Newport 17 build-along video. I hope you enjoyed the tips. I'm going to try to at least once or twice a week get on here and show some stuff. I'll do some radio stuff sometimes. I will do some setup stuff sometimes. Just try to keep it new and exciting as often as I can. We still will be having some guests. I've got some guests lined up already that we're going to be talking to online. I don't want to give away too much, so I'm going to keep some of those as a surprise for you. We got some pretty cool folks coming on the show pretty soon. So stay tuned for that. All right. And I think that's going to be it. I don't see any more questions. I want to thank you guys all very much for showing up. Again, like I always say, if it wasn't for you, we couldn't do what we do. Don't forget to check us out on Instagram. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And also make sure you like and share that YouTube channel. I want to be able to give away that quarter scale kit. That is the quarter scale kit of your choice. And we only need about 90 people. So make sure you get out there and you share it so we can hit that mark quickly. I'd love to actually be able to announce that we hit 3K tomorrow at noon. So get on it. All right. So as always, thank you very much for watching, and happy building.